What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Birds. Eagles stay undefeated, go 8-0 against the Texans in what was a little bit of too much of a close game. But Jalen Hurts, another really good performance on the stat sheet. I can already say that he did a lot of good things here on tape as well, and correcting some of the things that we've been talking about in the last few weeks, especially playing against the blitz. Let's get right to the tape. All right, so first up here on the first drive, we have a little bit of a missed opportunity here. Texans coming out in what looks like a cover one man look pre-snap. Everybody lined up here, crossing their guys, one safety deep. We're going to have seams from the slot, and what that is going to do here down the bottom with Devontae Smith is when he's clearing away from the third deep defender right here, so he's really respecting the outside here to begin with, actually like really opening up to that side and sprinting towards there. The middle safety is going to be staying put, so he's flat-footed here, not getting any depth towards Devontae's side. So what you would like to do is you'd like to read this guy and see whether he's shooting over here, because then you have a seam coming down in one slot side, and then in the other side whether Devontae clears. Now the flat defender to this side is actually doing a really good job of rerouting Dallas Goedert before he's going to the flat here and covering A.J. Brown. Whereas on the other side, Devontae is going to be clearing away from the slot defender here because he is the primary deep third to the outside. So he's opening here. He's got his back turned. So Devontae can just keep separating down the field right here. That is an absolute golden opportunity to throw this ball here for Devontae Smith, splitting the two deep defenders to that side. Now Hurts starting to feel some pressure in his face in the pocket. Let's just take a look at the pocket real quick right here, because it's actually pretty well picked up by the right side of the line. They do collapse a little bit into the pocket there, so you can understand why he's starting to feel like he's got moving pieces coming into the pocket. But again, they actually pick it up well here, and he does have plenty enough time to take a step back and then throw the ball for Devontae Smith, and he's even looking in that direction. So I'm not sure what he's seeing. Like, he's looking in that area, and there he sees the middle safety. I'm not sure why he doesn't just let it rip there. All right, next pass play. Once again, we got cover 3 from the Texans. We also get the same look right here pre-snap that is going to maybe make it seem as if it's cover one man. And they drop into this cover 3 afterwards. Again, we're going to have seam curls. So seam on the insides and then curl on the out. We're going to be reading whether or not the safeties are going to be respecting that, or if they're going to shoot to either side. And we also have an agreement here that if one of these guys clear in between the zones, so right here, for example, you got Dallas Goedert in between the deep, the hook to curls, and the flat right there, that he's going to stall if the safety is getting enough depth. If the safety is shooting up towards him, he's just going to keep going down the field. If the safety is getting more depth, he's going to go slow here. And for some reason, Jalen Hurts is expecting Dallas to go outside, or expecting him to stop and come back for the ball, kind of lead him away from the safety. So it ends up becoming a totally missed throw, because he's really open there in behind the hook to curl defender. But he leads him all the way outside on what looks like it's a pretty standard seam. And maybe it's because he expects him to kind of stop right here and then can adjust to the ball and get away from the safety to that side. Either way, it's a missed opportunity for a long gain. A really good job here working against zone coverage. Going to get some inside pressure. Jerry Hughes is going to beat Lane Johnson inside. Hurts is going to roll out of that. Then he has that cover 2 defense here with a 3-hole defender traveling down the middle. Then he has in between that hook to curl, flat, and deep. He's going to have the deep curl by Quez Watkins. Really good job of finding him as he's breaking back towards the ball there. So he's coming out the pocket here. He's going to wait for him to come out of his break. Then as soon as he's looking back there, gets the ball to him on the run. Really good throw. Back across his body, and it's right on point. All right, so 3rd down and 8. To the top, we have slants. To the bottom, we have spacing. And we're going to read this defender right here. If it's man, he's going to come along with the inside breaker. Then you have A.J. Brown to the top there as well against 8-yard off coverage. If it's zone and he's going to stay in his hook to curl or go flat, then you're going to throw it to the inside guy, or your spacing concept down there at the bottom. Much better in creating an open guy in between the zones. So good read here that it is man coverage. Good throw for A.J. Brown on the run, and he converts the third down. Very good job here working against the blitz. We're going to send the slot cornerback into a blitz here off the edge, and Jerry Hughes is going to go inside. Malata fails to pick that up, and so that leaves the free blitzer with the cornerback to that side. He escapes out the pocket to that side where he has his safety valve in Kenny Gainwell, who's coming back here, and that ends up converting picking up about 8 yards. On a play where we have free rushers to that side. Really good job of sensing the pressure coming from that side, because they're going to load everyone back here, loop around, and then send the extra guy in pressure. Another missed opportunity here. Texans this time they're running cover 2. Good job of disguising it here by sending this guy in motion with Quez Watkins, making it look like as if they're going in man coverage. So Hurts might initially think, all right, this is man coverage because we got the guy in motion. So here we're lining up in what looks like a cover 1 man again. Then we have a motion, and the cornerback follows him. That's a pretty good indicator that it's man. Texans actually come out here playing cover 2 instead. So good job by them here of disguising their coverage. But now that we do have cover 2, we're going to see this post-snap. We got 2 guys in deep here. We have a deep crosser, and we have a go route here. The go route is going to be a little bit variated, so that if this guy is playing man, he's just going to shoot ahead. If this guy's playing zone, he's going to take some of his speed off, because then he wants to separate in between the deep route and the flat. And that is going to put stress on the field side cornerback that has the deep half, because you're going to have a deep crosser and you're going to have A.J. Brown coming in shallow. So he has to position himself really well here. If he shoots up here for A.J. Brown, you got the wide open Devontae Smith. If he's shooting back for Devontae Smith, you got A.J. Brown who's slowing his speed in his go route. So I would say this is a perfectly fine read, because the safety does not go with the safety isn't shooting up for A.J. Brown. He's getting depth. A.J. Brown clears away from the flat defender pretty easily, but the throw is simply off. It's a bad throw. It's too far. It's too high, and you actually could say that Devontae Smith coming under the crosser, he clears away from the three-hole defender so well that you could place this ball in the back of the end zone. I don't even know, because the safety actually only triggers forward. The number 5, he actually only triggers forward when Hurts is in his throwing motion. See right there, he's starting his throwing motion. That's when he's coming forward. So, all right, coming out against zone coverage here. We got cover 2 to the top, and we're running a spacing concept here. So we're gonna have 2 curls and then the flat option. And Hurts is gonna read this guy right here, the flat defender. When he's coming out from Miles Sanders, he declares there. That's when he knows he can throw this ball for Jack Stoll. If he never comes back for the flat, if he never shoots up for that and doesn't respect Miles Sanders going to the flat, you just throw it to Miles Sanders instead. So good read there by Hurts of seeing in the last second that he is drifting outside, then put some velocity on the throw. 6-man pressure for Texans. This time again, we've been seeing this pre-snap cover 1 man look a lot. And this time we actually get it, and we get the 6-man pressure as well. And we actually have a pretty good concept here to beat it. Quez Watkins on the go here. We're going to have two drag routes coming right across from each other. So you have those 2 options. And then you have the deeper in breakers there in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, both clearing their guys. So we have 6 guys in protection. So what we need is just a little bit of time there for Hurts. And if he gets that, he's going to have both Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins to the boundary on the top of our screen here. Actually, Quez Watkins is pretty covered. Devontae Smith there to the top. He's the one getting all of that separation and more. Let's just take a look at the pocket right here. We have 2 guys doing a horrible job. Miles Sanders flat out misses on his blitz there, on his blitz pickup on Christian Kirksey, I believe, is 58. And then also Isaac Seumalo getting beat by the defensive tackle off the edge. So, yeah, and also in the middle there as well. This is just a poor job by the offensive line. That is Leighton Dickerson getting beat. So, 3 guys getting beat, get pressure, just throw the ball away. Absolutely gorgeous read and throw here by Jalen Hurts. Reads that this is going to be cover 2 right in our post snap. All right, we got these 5 underneath. We have 2 deep. Dallas Goedert is going to be clearing in underneath that flat, deep, and hook the curl. And why is that happening? It's because the flat defender is just releasing a little bit up through Boston Scott, who's releasing out of the backfield. So he's right here. We got the We got the drag, which is going to stretch the field horizontally. We got Boston Scott, which is going to take up the flat defender. Just give enough time for her to deliver that ball over the flat defender and to Dallas Goedert right in front of the deep safety. This throw demands, 1, excellent timing, 2, a lot of velocity on the throw to make it there before the safety can get to it, and also just enough altitude that the flat defender can't elevate for it. Really good pass. Play action for the Eagles against what is going to be a cover 2 blitz here. So they're going to be sending guys up the middle, and also they have the play action, which means that the one linebacker there who is left is going to be biting up as well, leaving the middle totally open, and A.J. Brown coming on that slant route, taking a little bit of an outside stem first, and almost breaks it for a touchdown. Gorgeous throw from Jalen Hurts under pressure here. Going to have man coverage for the Texans. They're going to be sending extra pressure here. 6-man pressure for them. Devontae Smith is going to do a crosser right here. And then we have an A.J. Brown to stretch the field vertically to that side, clearing everything away. So we have that guy coming underneath, kind of like this dagger concept. And right as he is breaking to the outside, Hurts is releasing the ball as he's getting hit. And that creates about a 20-yard play. Take a look at it there in from the pocket. Because this and Game Pass is fucking up here, I know. But I want you to notice that he's standing in there, delivering the ball despite getting hit. This was just a weird play here. The early snap when Hurts isn't expecting the ball, and then he gets it afterwards anyway, and kind of need a little bit of sense of urgency here of getting rid of the ball. Like if this play is blown up because you got the ball prematurely when you have no idea that you're supposed to get it, throw it away. Next play, you have a first down. It's not that important. And then you get the blitz off the edge, never sees it, fumbles the ball. Don't like the read here from Hurts. Once again, we're going to have this cover 2 pre-snap look. That is exactly what we're going to get. We have a sail concept to the bottom of the screen, which is perfect to beat that cover 2, reading the flat defender. The running back coming out the backfield here, and we have Dallas Goedert coming on that corner route. And so we're going to see that the flat defender right here, that he's going to be relating more upfield, like he's not going to get depth. So you have a wide open space in between the deep and the flat defender right there to throw this ball for Dallas Goedert. Chooses the Kenny Gainwell option. That creates nothing. And I actually think it's a pretty good spot right there in between the flat and deep to get that ball to Dallas Goedert. But then on the very next play, makes up for it. And once again, I want to apologize for this blurry screen that keeps glitching. You can thank Game Pass for that. So again, here we're going to have that cover 2-man look here, or not the cover 2 look pre-snap. That is exactly what we're going to get. So we're going to read down to the sail side once again here in the flat corner back there to see if he's sticking with Dallas Goedert, indicating man, and cover 2-man, or if it's indicating zone coverage. He's going to let Goedert go. And he reads that perfectly and gets rid of the ball there. A perfect throw for Dallas Goedert right in front of the safety. He makes these throws on a regular. Made them a lot in this game as well. Super impressive. And also as well here, he needs to get rid of the ball quickly because otherwise that's a strip sack. So again, really good awareness, good time on the throw, and just a good throw in general. Another frustrating play here, kind of the same thing where we have these seams coming up the middle. Again, it's against cover 2, but this time the 3-hole defender is a linebacker, not a safety, and he does not get enough depth at all. So we have 2 seams right there in between the safeties and the hook to curl defenders. Not only do we have those 2 seams, we also have 2 safeties who don't respect the seams at all. And that bottom side, boundary side safety there to the bottom of our screen, he's just getting depth. And so Dallas Goedert, when he's clearing in behind here, he wouldn't be an option if this guy was an actual 3-hole defender and got depth. But because he is staying and he's dropping, that creates a massive opening there in the middle of the field. Clear as day for Dallas Goedert to throw the ball for him. And I don't know what it is. We're in a 2-minute drill here, or inside of 2 minutes. So I don't know if Hurts panics or what it is, but because the entire offensive line here is holding up perfectly. You have double team on one side, Elaine Johnson, Jordan Mailata taking care of their guys, and Landon Dickerson as well picking up the blitz. There's no reason to do this. Could have been a much bigger play for Dallas Goedert. All right, so here we got the first drive of the second half, and this is where things get ugly. At the top here, we're going to have double slants. We have spacing at the bottom. They're going to be playing zone coverage, and this time we see, like last time we saw the double slants there at the top, they were 8 yards off. and that was an easy pitch and catch for the slants here. This time when they're playing zone, it becomes more complicated because this guy in the slot is actually doing a real good job here. First rerouting, the first in breaking, then getting outside and taking away AJ Brown, while the hook to curl defender to that side is going to be taking on the other in breaking slant right there. So they pick it up really well to that side. Then we have spacing at the bottom, and when we're playing against zone coverage as we are right here, we want to check out what the flat defender is doing to that side, and that is this guy. He's going to be releasing out here for the flat defender, and so we know, right, we have a curl in behind it. That's a really good option to throw to. Also, if we can get that tight end coming in the hook to curl zone, if that hook to curl defender isn't aware and isn't relating perfectly to him, as he is right here, like he's not relating perfectly, you can throw this ball to Dallas Goedert easily, and you also have Devontae Smith at the bottom. Problem is that Jalen Hurts gets pressured off the edge immediately there by Jordan Mailata. Like, he does not travel with Jerry Hughes upfield at all. Probably he's expecting this is a snap quick pass and then it's just go, because he's attacking him and then he's just letting him go up the edge. So miscommunication, and takes away what is a pretty good play call there with the spacing to the bottom against zone. This is really clever because we've been seeing how the Texans are playing the spacing concept when they're in zone, when they're in cover 3 zone. So once again here, we're going to go spacing to the top. We're going to go deep crossers to the bottom of the screen here. And so if they're playing man coverage, we're going to look to the bottom here immediately. If they're playing, if we're playing man, we're looking to the top side there with Miles Sanders coming out, and we got the crosser from the tight end. Then, if they're playing zone like they are here, the deep defender is going to stay with the curl route there. They did that as well with Wes Watkins on an earlier rep, and so the middle deep safety right here, he's going to think that he has help to that side. That's not the case, and so that leaves AJ Brown wide open where the safety isn't there anymore. Play action rollout. Good job here finding Dallas Goedert, reading a little bit there with the man defender coming to that side, because he's also going to get a little bit of depth when you got AJ Brown there on the backside of it. So you're just going to read where he goes, like how deep he is. If he doesn't go deep, then you throw to Dallas, as it does happen here. If he stays there, you take off yourself. All right, the Texans sending the blitz here in this rep. We don't really have anybody beating their man coverage easily anywhere here. That should have been AJ Brown to the bottom then, because then you want to quickly look off the safety and then throw it deep where you have the man coverage. It does have time to it, but also Isaac Seumalo is giving up pressure up the middle. Then it isn't easy to set up as much and gun the ball down the field. Dallas Goedert there against the slot receiver gets held on his route. So good job by Jalen Hurts making something happen here. Nobody open there, and he's coming out there and picks up the first down on a spectacular run. Take a look at it there from the bottom. From the box. You get Isaac Seumalo there with the guy looping inside. Steps up, has Jerry Hughes in his face, and gets a first down. Finally, we see him hit this seam that's been open for quite a number of plays now against zone coverage. Once again, here we're against cover 3, so we don't have the 3-hole defender. That's the guy we're worried about when we're running these seam routes across. Good job of leading Dallas Goedert inside here, where he's clearing away from the safety. Yeah, and even so, does it with the pressure right in his face there off of Mailata's side. All right, so Texans sending pressure again. And this is much improvement from what we've seen the past weeks when they got these all-out blitzes in his face. Still not the best choice here. There are still better options. A.J. Brown is coming right across the middle here against nobody, really. His man, 21 here, is so far away. Just dump it off right here. It's easy. Then you got Dallas Goedert coming on out right there, out route to the top there. Anticipates that route a little bit more than it would have been with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is open immediately. With Dallas Goedert, you got to anticipate that he's coming outside there a little bit more. And he's got the pressure right in his face there. So it's improvement because he's getting rid of the ball here instead of panicking and just doing nothing and not getting the ball out there against man coverage. But still, like A.J. Brown across the middle, much easier throw. Got to see that right there in front of him. But still, a good job against the blitz. And of course, the ever deadly concept for the Eagles here. The RPO reached the defensive end here. Actually could have given it off here because he stays. Dallas Goedert coming out. You have two options to throw to. You can keep the ball yourself. It's automatic. Nice pass. Good read. All right, so here, pressure immediately off of Lane Johnson's side. He gets beat badly by Jerry Hughes. And when Hurts somehow doesn't get sacked on this, like him to admit the sack, see every pressure around him here, and just throw the ball away. It's first down. You don't have to play hero ball here. You're up. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to fumble the ball because you have the control of the game right here. So it's terrific that he doesn't get sacked here. Credit to Hurts for staying on his feet, but just throw the ball away. And then to ice the game here, really good play, making it look as if they're running this zone read with a lead blocker out in front with Dallas Goedert. So he's taking off there. Line stays at the line of scrimmage, and then dumps it off for Dallas Goedert there at the last second to move the chains. So I'm impressed. I think he did a really good job here against the blitz. Overall, did a really good job of throwing the ball precisely, accurately. I mean, with good velocity. Those outside plays were a couple of seam routes that needed to be seen better, and where he actually has his eyes on it. He just needs to trust his read, let it rip. He compensated really well for a poor job from the offensive line. Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Isaac Seumalo all had really bad reps in this game. And Hurts compensated, carried them, got rid of the ball timely. So definitely a stock up game for Jalen Hurts. Really impressive, and has some good conditions here going against Washington next Monday Night Football, I believe it is. It's going to be a good one. So stay tuned.